Switching gears over to football, Tom Brady, the GOAT, the greatest quarterback of all time, after 20 years in New England, has left and joined the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. When I saw that there was rumors of Tom Brady leaving, I believed it. I could see it. I knew he wasn't happy. He wasn't excited to be in New England anymore. He was kind of done with Belichick. And yeah, I don't think he was having fun, but I did not expect Tampa Bay. I was expecting a team like the Tennessee Titans, the Chargers, the Raiders maybe. And then when I woke up and saw on my phone that he was in Tampa Bay, I was like, what is he doing? This makes no sense. But I was thinking, Tom Brady is the smartest quarterback in NFL history. He has to know what he's doing, right? And so I looked into it, and he sure did. This team can win the Super Bowl if they can put it together. This is the year that Tom Brady might have and what team he's going to. So last year, the New England Patriots had the 10th best offensive line, and so they were very solid. They had the best offensive line coach in the NFL. 10th best over line. Pro Football Focus says that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have the 7th best, so a slight improvement there. Last year, Tom Brady had the worst receiving core in the entire NFL, and Pro Football Focus had them last in separation. So Tom Brady, every single throw, there was a defender draped all over his receivers. Now he's going to what Pro Football Focus says is the best receiving core in the NFL. With Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Scotty Miller, Rob Gronkowski, O.J. Howard, and with the 13th overall pick, they took what I think was the best offensive tackle in the draft out of Iowa, and in the third round, they took a dual threat receiving running back, which I was very excited for. And they have Pro Football Focus has the Buccaneers as the 5th best offense in the NFL and the Patriots at 18th. And so offensive-wise, what's really going to affect Tom Brady, he's making improvements across the board. And the Patriots were able to have a pretty good season last year. They made it to the playoffs, and Tom Brady had a very poor supporting cast on offense. But I think a big story is going to be the Buccaneers defense, because they were massively improving throughout the year. And even though their numbers don't look amazing, Jameis Winston didn't help them at all. Jameis Winston threw 30 interceptions, and so that means the defense is out there all the time. They're very tired. They're working with a short field a lot, and then pick sixes work against the defense. So I don't understand how that works exactly. But Jameis Winston had six pick sixes. And that's Tom Brady would never do that in a season. And especially with the talent he has with the offensive line improving and actually having receivers and reliable tight ends. So I believe that the Buccaneers can have an amazing season. I want to make a video soon breaking down each one of their games, but with no preseason, no OTAs, there's going to be a lot of secrecy, and I feel like Tom Brady is going to come out with this offense and make he's going to take some adjustments, because I think Bruce Arians and him are talking and kind of implementing both their games into make one offensive system, so I'm very excited to see this. Let's go on the flip side with Cam Newton and the Patriots. So we had 8 players opt out for the Patriots due to Corona, which some of them I understand. A lot of these are veteran players. They already have 2 to 3 Super Bowl rings. They're not as motivated to take the risks that some other players are. But these names include Dante Hightower, Patrick Chung, right tackle Marcus Cannon. And as I mentioned earlier, the Patriots offensive line coach was the best in the NFL. He retired this year. There's no training camps, OTAs, no preseason. Their league is improving. The Bills have gotten a lot better. And as I mentioned before, they made no acquisitions to fill the receiving spot that was the worst in the NFL last year. So when I saw Cam Newton was going to be with Belichick, I was ecstatic for him. And then over the weeks, as time went on, I just got more and more and more depressed for Cam Newton. He doesn't even know if he's the starter right now. I believe that might have changed. I think they might have said he's the starter now. But competing for a spot, he was an MVP 5 years ago. in 2015, MVP of the league. Now he's getting a contract for $1 million, competing with a guy named Jared Stidham. Everyone's opting out. The one good thing about the Patriots last year was their historically good defense throughout the beginning of the season, and then a lot of the key pieces either got traded to other teams, released, or opted out. So I'm very, very nervous for what the Patriots' team is going to look like next year, and I feel very bad for Cam Newton. I hope he goes out there and balls out and some team sees his value. I hope he stays healthy and hope he gets picked up for a big contract for another team next year.